Now, if you watched my film I made for VCE Media, you may recall in the comments I wrote something about a little incident that happened during filming. Now, if you remember my last storytime video, that was about getting pissed on. Well, with this story, I literally got pissed on. I didn't actually get pissed on. Not actually, but I made a mistake, okay? If I had a time machine, alright, I would definitely change it, but I guess the filming of the film wouldn't be as exciting if I did decide to go back. So basically, you may recall in the film, there is a part where it isn't just me in the film, there's other people there. Now that was filmed about 3 weeks before it was actually supposed to be handed in. That's another thing I would change if I was to go back. I would also change my idea. I didn't like the idea of what I did for a film. If I could change it, I would definitely, 100%. So we'll go back to what I said earlier. I go on a tangent. It's freaking pissing me off when I edit. I invited 3 people over to help me film. So what I did was I asked my parents to go out for the night. So we had the house to ourselves, so we didn't have any external noise distracting the filming process, because that would have been like really freaking distracting. So they go out, and it's just me and the boys. And the first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to film the baddies coming into the house and the first actual fight scene. Now, a tip, alright, for anyone doing any sort of VCE subject, if you're going to be filming it in public or in private, I assure you to let other people know, okay? So what I did, I asked my mum that day to make us balaclavas. I wasn't going to be wearing the balaclava because I was Chris Firestone, alright? So I get very anxious just talking about it, actually. It's hard for me to talk about this, but I have to. Alright, I gotta get it off my chest somehow. So, just hang on. So, I asked them to go outside, and I just wanted a 5-second shot of them walking into the house. That's all I wanted. It took about a minute to shoot that shot, and they're all wearing their balaclavas with their Nerf guns, except for one, which was... I don't know why, but Australia is really freaked up with this freaking rules, alright? If one law applies to one state, why can't it apply to all states? It actually makes no freaking sense. If you don't want these freaking weapons, or they're not even weapons, they're just freaking these replicas, then why don't you enforce the rules on everyone and not just freaking Victoria? And it's freaking... if we're all one nation, as what our national anthem says, then why don't we make it all the rules one nation? I don't know. It's just freaking stupid and it's retarded. So I'll go back. I bought this fake Glock, and I thought, because my media teacher said that the Nerf guns were putting him off, so he told me to get ones that looked real-ish. So I did that. $25 I wasted. Can you believe that? And so I get to filming, and I asked them to come in, walk in the house. That's all I wanted. It was a minute shot. Alright? And during that 1 minute, my neighbours across the street came home. Alright? They say, Nathan, your neighbours from across the street pulled over, and I said, it'll be right. And so I go, and if I come back in a year and I watch this, I'm going to be freaking cringing, or just in freaking agony watching this. But we filmed for about another hour, and we got in about 2 minutes worth of footage, max. And so out of nowhere comes a knock on the window like this, and next thing I hear is police come out with your hands up, and that freaking made me shit myself, not gonna lie. Everyone I've told this to, or have heard about it from another person, they freaking crack their heads up. I guess it's like the shock factor is real, but like, holy crap. Yeah, I don't find it funny, maybe because I feel responsible for it, but... And so we get a knock at the window, tell us to come out with their hands in the air. At the time I thought it was someone's dad. It wasn't. And when I heard Mongoloid say, "Oh God," I freaking sank to the ground. And so they give us another knock, telling us they're gonna count down from 10. So we all go out of the house, and then there's about 8 guys out the front pointing guns at us, and it tells us to put our hands up, so we all did. And of course we all look pretty sus because we were all wearing suits. And then we get to the end of my driveway, and then that tells us to get on the floor. Friggin' whenever I think about that night, I always think about how I would go about it. Like, what if one of the boys decided to go home early? Like, what would have happened then? But there were 8 guys surrounding the house, and according to the officer, they had been staking out my house for a whole hour. Just a little tip, alright? If you're ever gonna film anything for VCE outside for even a minute, let authorities know. Please. It will save you a great deal of freaking, can you call it anxiety? Like, whenever someone comes up and talks to me about it, I freaking feel like crying. But I try and hold it together. I've been offered therapy. I don't need it. It's only when I talk about it, but I'm glad I'm getting it off my chest. So they start frisking us on the ground. I guess they were testing if we had metal objects that could injure other people. And then I go to one of the officers. We're just filming a project for VCE, but because during that time I was a scared little pig, so I said, I was fucking shaking, bro. I couldn't freaking stand it, alright? I actually thought I'd break down on my driveway, but I didn't, okay? Like, freaking Caleb, alright? He freaking went to one of the officers that there was no one else in the house, but there was someone in this room. Freaking my brother sitting on his bed over there watching Netflix, and an officer comes walking through that door, pointing a gun right at Nexomite. He thought it was all part of filming, and we had that door shut. We didn't want him disturbing the filming, because the neighbors across the road from here are actual. The person was an actual detective, an ex-detective, and when my dad spoke to him, he said that he knew that he forked up as soon as he saw us walking out onto the driveway. And I know the wife said that she got diarrhea from all of it because she was worried that my sister was here. Poor her. That's all I gotta say. Poor her. Alright. It's not like I went through anything at all. I mean, having a gun pointed at your freaking brain hole is nothing compared to diarrhea. I mean, like, if I was to pick from getting shot in the brain to freaking having diarrhea, I think I'd pick being shot in the diarrhea, bro. Just gonna say. So, after they worked out it was all a big misunderstanding, they invited us into my own house, which is so kind of them. And I understand they're doing their job. I respect police, alright? I'm just saying that I wish they went about it in a different fashion. They went full freaking die hard on my ass, bro. And so they invited us inside, and they said that we wasted a whole hour of police resources. Yeah. The worst part was when I had to tell my mom. Yeah, I did it, and I just couldn't at the point. So that was my story. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any further questions, please ask me in the comment. My camera's about to die, which is why I'm speeding this up a bit. So thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.